Eugene, Springfield, Lane County, Oregon. Support our work. Make a donation at strpod.com. Thank you for listening to Spent the Rent Podcast. And now, here's your host, Patty Rose.
Welcome to the Spent the Rent Podcast. I am your host, Patty Rose. My guest today in the Barbershop series here at StutzCutz Barbershop is KI Design. KI, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So this is pretty sweet. This is the second episode. What are we doing for a cut? You said you wanted it kind of short. You want to leave some length that you can push over, correct?
Length on the top, yeah. Better longer than shorter, and then a fade into it.
Are you leaving your facial hair?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll leave that. Maybe take this chunk to where I blend it in.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good.
Place looks great.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we opened up November 4th.
Cool.
And so, I mean, we're still kind of on our soft run. I'm still kind of like getting that muscle memory back, you know, and I've been out of work for about 3 months and then finally got the shop up and running and hired a dude, Elijah Remington, and dude, he's super cool.
He used to work at American Traditional, right?
I'm not positive of that. He maybe. Are you taking off?
Yeah.
All right, Plato, I'll talk to you soon, man.
Good to see you.
Take care, dude. You've been working on new cuts. You've been working on a lot of social media.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
I think I'm having a midlife crisis. I decided I had all these songs that people had seen me perform but never been recorded, and I hate recording, so I decided I just got a reel-to-reel tape deck, an 8-track, and I've just been doing everything in one take and dumping it on the internet, and it's been getting some pretty good feedback.
How's the reviews on it? I mean,
the first song that I put out, my like monthly listener count, which I don't know if that counts for anything, but like it shot up from 11 to like 3,000.
I mean, that counts for something. You know, I'm with you though. I don't care about the numbers, but you don't want to make something for nobody. I mean,
yeah, I want people to hear it. It sucks that that this is the nature of it, and it's hard to get it in people's hands without streaming. But like,
right,
it's cool that people are into it, you know, because it's not an overproduced pop record. It's like, just sounds like early 2000s underground hip hop, you know.
Are you able to perform a lot now? Because I know that the Big Dirty, you could talk a little bit about that. Like,
yeah.
The Big Dirty was a bar that you owned, correct?
I was part owner of it, yeah. Right. I was a co-owner.
And so that was kind of the hip hop venue in town, and so that one is now no longer.
Yeah, I mean, like the places to play now, it's kind of sparse, but like obviously Wow Hall, I'm playing there on the 6th of December for the Wowathon. It's the 50-year anniversary of the Wow Hall operating as the Wow Hall.
Oh, sick, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool. The Architects are doing a reunion show.
Nice.
To play there, which will be cool.
Nice.
I haven't played with them in like 10 years.
And that Architects, who are all the members? Is it Eb1, you?
Eb1, me, Undermined, Cerebral, and Insight.
And then Sammy's kind of like his own thing, but he's close with it. Sammy Warmhand.
Yeah, Sammy's his own entity, but we just have pretty much, if you went to like a hip hop show in the early 2000s, Sammy or the Architects were putting it on.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
so, you know, it's kind of funny because we were kind of like right before your guys' crop. And I say we, a lot of my friends were more and more into like the real hip hop shit. Mine's kind of a culmination of a lot of different genres.
I've always liked your stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like it's very unique. It's
for
cool.
anybody listening, you can go to Patty Rose on Spotify, Patty, and that's where you
I
find my
honestly
music.
loved your original moniker.
Self-Esteem But Willie.
Yeah, dude.
It just, when I started the podcast, I was going to kind of incorporate the music. And I was if you go back and you watch the first couple episodes of the Spent the Rent podcast, I'm like, welcome to the Spent the Rent podcast. This is Self-Esteem But Willie.
Yeah.
And I just decided, I'm like, you know what? My mom's last name is Rose.
Yeah.
And it's a made-up name. Like, she changed her name because she was kind of starting a new part of her life.
Oh, cool.
And so I was like, you know, she passed away in 2012, and then my first album was Patty Rose from the Dead. Because I was pretty much done making music.
Yeah.
And I changed the metadata, but when you go back and look, every once in a while,
It'll say
you'll see something that
Willie.
says, Self-Esteem But Willie. So I did a track with with Kid Espy from Salem.
Yeah.
Jacob Espinoza,
Yeah.
one of Oregon's best hip hop artists in history, and
Yeah.
as
Oregon
far as-
homeboy.
Yeah, dude, that's right. And so that one, he even said it at the beginning. He's like, "Yo, Self-Esteem But Willie," and
Nice.
like, it's pretty rad. But
Oh, yeah.
he's not making music anymore. So if you look up Kid Espy, I'm the only one that you find.
Oh, wow.
It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like I have a lot of music in my head and I need to get it out. And like, I used to spend money on, bringing a headliner to town or printing posters or whatever, and now I'm like, well, I'm just going to take that money that I would be doing that, and I'm going to put it into social media ads and stuff like that.
You are sponsoring some of the ads?
Yeah, I mean, I was just doing like $5 a day for 7 days, and it kind of took off. Like my account grew from like 1,700 people to now it's like almost 4,000.
Wow.
And that's just since August.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, I was always from the school of thought that it's like corny to pay for anything, but
it's just the way that it works.
It's the way that it works, yeah. And like, really, I just want to play shows. So how it happened was I was hit up by the McDonald Theater, and they were like, "Oh, Freddie Gibbs is coming to town. Like, would you want to open?" And I sent them my information, and really, like, I'm the only like crate digging MC rapper that's kind of around right now, and they passed on me because I didn't have an internet presence anymore. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna invest in that because I just want to play shows, man. Like, I just.
Would you be interested in ever doing like a lot of stand up, or is that something that you just kind of do like here and there?
No, I mean, stand-up is the hardest thing I ever did.
I mean, I think that you're a really great musician, but I think your stand-up is top-notch.
Oh, thanks, man.
So,
yeah.
I want to get into more of it.
I try to blend it. I'll say, like...
That's true, too.
Yeah. The thing about Eugene with stand-up, and I know the Eugene comedy scene is thriving and doing really well, is that it's just too politically one-sided that, like, you know, like, you have to censor yourself all the time because people are so fucking sensitive around here.
Totally.
And I think when it comes to comedy, like, I just don't subscribe to like punching up or punching down. I just think if it's funny, it's funny.
But even I think there is a punching down moment. But you know, you can have different ethics than me, and I would appreciate your comedy. I mean, that's the point. It's like I like comedians I disagree with. And I'm a big fan of you know, Kill Tony has kind of changed, and I've kind of lost a little bit because they've gotten such huge egos.
For sure.
Which, I mean, when it happens, you're happy, and you're like, I'm happy for you, and I'm going to dip out until you realize that you're not as fucking cool as you think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So, but like, I agree with you, but I kind of have some jokes that I make that are pretty off-putting.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you should censor because you're not supposed to agree with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to agree with his anger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because he's saying that out of frustration so that you don't have to.
And out of the way I look at comedy is like, you should be able to say anything you want and still have a job. And like, I just don't agree with like the way that, especially on a local level, people will try to like besmirch a person. You know how this town is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like...
It's all cancel culture. I mean, it's gotten better, but there was a time when, like, if somebody said something slightly that could be taken as racist, then they would dox them. They'd have 2,000 people giving bad reviews to the company that person doesn't own.
Exactly. And not even racist, you know, like, you know, like, it's just around everything. Like, the idea of punching down means that you think you're above somebody in any capacity. So, like, even acknowledging that you're punching down on somebody is acknowledging that you are above somebody.
Right.
So I just don't subscribe to that. And I'm like...
Oh, I get what you're saying. That's a good point.
I think everything is on the table, and if it's not funny, then it's not a joke. And you can be like, you deal with the consequences of that. But I just feel like even if you're a dumb, idiot, racist asshole, you should
Which
still
I'm
be...
not, by the way.
I'm not. I'm saying, I'm speaking to the dumb, idiot, racist assholes out there. I think you should still be able to earn a living, because the last thing I want to do is create a dumb, idiot, racist, asshole, poor person that now relies on government subsidies to survive, which means now people who pay taxes are paying for this dumb, idiot, racist asshole.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I just don't agree with like attacking people's livelihood.
Right. No, I agree.
And
comedy is supposed to be. Yeah. So the problem is that everything's recorded. You know, my favorite band is this punk band NoFX. Of course, you're familiar.
They're great.
And the lead singer was doing a show in Vegas, and I'm sure that this comes from frustration because nothing's being done about gun violence.
Yeah.
Because he's a pretty, liberal guy. That being said, he said it's a good thing that was a country show at Monterey Bay. Because if it was a punk show, then you guys would all be dead.
Yeah.
And he got kicked off his own tour for like a year, basically. And, the thing is that if you were at that show and he made a joke, then it's going to be short, and then it's going to be the end of it. StutzCutz.
Well, it's going to be...
The only calls I get are from telemarketers.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway. So it kind of made me realize, like, you can listen to something one time and you're like, ooh, that stings. And then it's funny and you move on.
Yeah.
But when you can sit there, another example, is after Louis C.K. got really kind of, he deserved to be, he had criminal act. I mean, so the difference between sexual harassment to me and a workplace sexual harassment is where it becomes a much more likely to be a criminal situation.
For sure.
Because you're dealing with a superior that's abusing the situation.
Sure.
So when he kind of came back into the scene, he did a podcast, and the first thing that he said was, I don't know why I should take advice from a kid that all they did was get shot at out of school.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that's just not funny. Like, you're talking about punching down. It's like, his anger showed that it's like he was kind of finding who to be mad at, and it's like, not them.
Sure.
Basically.
Yeah,
So,
but my thing is he can be wrong and he can be offensive, but he should still be able to earn a living.
and should be able to express himself.
And he should be able to express himself.
We don't have to pay for it. Or,
you don't
I mean,
have to
he's
like
changed
it.
a lot, and I love a lot of his content in the past. But man, his stuff now is just so bitter.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happens, and that's what we're talking about. So
the world turns on you one way or the other, and like my favorite, like allegory for this. Have you ever read the book I Am Legend? The
no,
book,
but
not the movie.
No, I don't read, dude.
The movie is garbage. Okay.
Just straight up.
The book I Am Legend is like, it's an allegory. So it's like this dude, he's the last human alive, and everyone else has turned to like feral vampires, right?
Right.
And each day he builds his defenses in his house, and then he goes and finds sleeping vampires and kills them in their sleep. And then he goes back to his house and he weathers the storm of vampires trying to kill him. And that's his life for years. Right?
Real quick, I want to ask this, and you continue.
Yeah.
Hold this. Is this spot, is that part of this side? Does that look about right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So,
And then like one day, he's the only human alive for years. And then one day he sees this woman just walking. And he's like, what the fuck? And he starts running after her. And she starts running away scared. And then he gets her and he brings her in and he's like taking care of her. He's like, sorry, I ran after you. I haven't seen a human in such a long time. Like seeing you walk in the sun, like why were you so afraid? I'm a human, And they end up developing this relationship. And then when he's asleep, she leaves and like gets him caught, because little does he know that in the years that society was transforming from human to vampires, they developed a government. They stopped eating people. They're executing all of the feral vampires, and they have like pills and like things that keep them from needing to suck blood.
Right.
But he was just out in this like just completely detached from
he's
what was
in like
going.
the country or whatever, the rural area.
And he is a boogeyman to them. They would tell their kids, like, if you don't take your pills, then this guy's gonna come murder you in your sleep.
Right.
And while society changed around him, what he thought was the good thing, he turned out to be the bad guy, because the majority had shifted.
Right.
And the world is now vampires. So in a world full of vampires,
sure.
The dude going around killing vampires is the problem.
Right.
And society does change like that, where like what used to be heroic or brave becomes ignorant or...
I mean, that's kind of an interesting thing to take, because there is a point where I was like, there is no such thing as good guys or bad guys.
No,
because
it's all immoral
perspective,
assholes.
And I mean, there's obviously bad people, and there's obviously very good people that you can't even question they have a pure heart.
Sure.
But that being said, like, who's deciding that? Because essentially that might hurt somebody's cause.
Right, but it all for me folds into like politics. Like if you take that from a political standpoint, where it's like, okay, you used to be able to say this, but now you can't. Okay, if most of the world is saying like this isn't cool to say anymore, and you're the one holding up the flag that says that because you're like, I refuse to give up the thing that used to be cool.
Yeah, you're gonna get outcasted.
You get outcasted and you kind of become the boogeyman. And that's kind of what I'm noticing with society, where it's like, I am not a Democrat, I am not a Republican, I am like I'm like a Trotskyist, where I'm like, I think the middle class should control everything, and like if you're ultra rich or you rely on government handouts, like then you kind of just don't have a say.
The one thing I'll push back on is that we have to make sure that the people that are not getting hurt ever have a seat at the table, so that when we kind of have this like social consciousness of like what's acceptable,
right,
that you're going to be hearing from people that are like, I've never actually felt like I wasn't offended.
Here's what I'm saying, is that your feelings and your identity and all of those things are for you.
100%.
And when we're operating as a society, we need to think about the one thing that binds us, and that's class consciousness.
Right.
And the thing that people are missing, liberals and conservatives on both sides of the aisle, are they're fighting a culture war because it's not left versus right, it's top versus bottom.
100%.
I have more.
And then we're fighting each other when in all reality we have 80% that we agree on.
Well, you know who's fighting each other? Liberals.
Yeah.
Leftists. Republicans aren't.
That's changing right now because of the Epstein stuff.
But
you know?
totally. But even now, like, you have like J.D. Vance who said Trump was Hitler, and then when it suited his needs, it was I take that back. You know. So it's like the left is constantly purity testing against its own people.
Well, yeah. I mean, as far as why the left is losing,
the fact
is because they can't compromise.
The fact that
I'll agree with that.
The fact that we're talking more about comedians than politicians is indicative of the left driving, not even the left, because it's not even the left. Like, I'm on the left, and I don't identify with liberals.
No, me neither. I mean, and I'm not. That's kind of why I started the show, though, is because there's, you know, like, I have a really good friend, and out of respect, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a moderate, and he's actually an extremist. He's defending on the rights of the homeless. Yeah. And he always comes to me with, like, aggression. Like, why don't you think this? This is the only way to think. And I'm like, bro, we started from a place that wasn't the same. Yeah. So I agree with you, and I love you, and you actually have a huge impact on my processing of this information. Yeah. But why would you expect me to agree with you? Totally. So yeah, it's an interesting time.
Yeah, it's just frustrating because, like, you know, it's people, it's all performative. And the root of the problem is capitalism, and nobody wants to talk about it because, like, as long as money is a driving force and buy low, sell high is the smartest thing you can do, then it's just exploit people on both ends. We look at this, we're in the Eugene, one of the most progressive towns in the country, and we have no progressive safety nets. It's all ran by nonprofits. It's all outsourced to these people that make $300,000 a year.
There is a top end.
And if you're making $300,000 a year to solve homelessness, you're not going to solve homelessness. You're financially incentivized not to. Well, and the more people start talking about running the U.S. like a country, or the country like a business, businesses make money. Countries are supposed to spend money to like the post office isn't supposed to make money.
Well, like, okay,
it's a service.
At the end of the year, if the police department has a surplus, they will spend that instead of giving it to another organization that actually needs it more. Totally. And I use them as an example, but that goes for everybody. So that's
true. And if
you
find the root of it,
there is some really, really, really good, authentic nonprofits though that do not have a profitability because they're helping people at the very bottom.
I work for one, and
like shelter care.
I work at the Wow Hall, and it's a nonprofit.
And they're basically on their danger of losing, you know, their ground because every year that's why they have these events to celebrate them so that people can come and donate.
It's ran off of community donations and off of membership and things like that.
Two things. Do you want to go all the way to skin on the back? I don't know if you can see.
No, not all the way to skin on the back. Yeah, that's
just a little tighter. I can go 1.5 on the edge. And then do you want more off the top?
A little more off the top. Perfect. What I'm getting at is that, like, these should be state-run things. There should be nobody profiting off of homelessness. It should be an expense that is paid for by taxes. Same with school, same with medical care, all that shit. And people just don't understand.
Well, and government jobs should be a sacrifice. They shouldn't be designed so that you can get paid $115,000 a year.
Nancy Pelosi is just as evil.
I mean, the local workers will hate me for this, but you're not more important than the barbers and the people feeding us. Nope. So why is it that we get no benefits and have to work for this? You know, and it's insane. I mean, we could work for corporations, but in my industry, you would never make money. But it needs to be had. It needs to be done. You'll never make enough money to have insurance.
The truth of the matter is we all work for a corporation, and it's the corporation of the United States.
But that's kind of the point you're trying to make, though. Yeah. You know, so that in a way.
What I'm saying is things need to be...
They need to be effective.
They need to be state-run, and they need to be paid for by rich people paying their taxes.
What do you think? I completely agree. That's actually like almost socialist at that point.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not saying that as a boogeyman word because I
support socialism.
So what do you think about my dad asked me, he goes, what do you think about Mom Dami? Now my dad is extremely conservative and this was one of the first times that he actually gave me some props. Yeah. Because I said, what do you think about Bi-Mart? Every time we drive by there, you say Bi-Mart has profit sharing with their employees. The people want more of that. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. You know, so I don't know if the grocery store is going to be cost effective because you're basically forcing businesses to have to participate. Yeah. And, you know, another thing that I'm not for, and a lot of people that are, I'm not for taxes on gross revenue. Yeah. As much as you want, you know, over a certain amount of money, when we're talking tens of billions of dollars, yes, they need to be taxed at like 80%. Sure. But that being said, for a company like mine, they're like, we need 3% of your gross revenue if you make I mean, I'm not going to make enough. So, but even like a BJ's restaurants run an 8% margin sometimes. People have no idea that that's how it works.
Oh yeah.
You know, the average person just doesn't. I think that you should be required to work fast food for 2 years, and I think that you should be. I'm not serious.
No, I hear you.
But you should be required to own a business for 5.
Here's what I think.
And then you can go to college.
Here's what I think.
I mean.
I think that just as a start, first of all, if you're a socialist, socialism is a stepping stone to communism. Nobody, and not in a scary red word way. Like, people don't read theory.
No.
You need to read theory to understand this, but nobody wants to read theory, so they just go after the buzzwords.
Right.
You use feudalism to get into industrialization. And then when industrialization happens, you get into capitalism. And then when capitalism is no longer working, you get into socialism because we have more than we need. So now we just start supplying that for free. Then you create a universal basic income, you create all of these things, and then years, hundreds of years in the future, generations in the future, you can move to a cashless society, but you don't jump from capitalism to communism.
Especially not in 4 years.
And every time we've jumped from capitalism to even anything close to representing socialism, people die and authoritarians take over.
Right.
Because authoritarianism is a weapon for capitalism.
Right.
Because capitalists still maintain the power in an authoritarian regime. And I know you're going to hear it in the comments. Name one socialist country and it's like,
that's been effective?
Name one that hasn't had the CIA go in there and fucking destroy it.
But isn't that why it hasn't worked?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you're saying. Like Argentina, Hugo Chavez was cool until he wasn't.
Capitalists have owned this country since its inception.
Right.
And they will fight tooth and nail to keep the power that they have. And they will use propaganda, they will use violence, they will use laws, they will use whatever they can to keep the lower class. And this is the first time in history that I think that the lower class is fighting for the billionaire class, and it's disgusting.
So I agree with 90% of what you're saying. I want to ask this. We talked about how we appreciate open-mindedness and people that have a chance to think for themselves.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone that just completely disagrees? Because you know that this is necessary for a better world. So.
Well, I know it. To me, I would just say read some theory.
Yeah.
But nobody respects anyone who says read a book. They get offended.
Right.
And it's like, dude, if you're getting your information from Instagram, you're not getting real information.
What about TikTok? I'm joking.
Any
like all of a sudden
it's an algorithm that's fed to it's an echo chamber.
I know.
You need, like, I have a friend who lives in rural California and thinks like Iranians are taking over whole towns. Like Iranian sleeper cells. It's not fucking, he thinks that like they're trying to get Sharia law into the US.
Well, they think that
government.
Portland is on fire. I mean, literally, like.
That's what I'm saying is read a fucking book.
You can show people actual clips of an aerial view of most of Portland.
Yeah.
And they're still like, it's right behind the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's like the whole city, dude. Like,
and it's also like good. Like, good that the ICE detention, like, people ask themselves, what would you be doing if Gestapo came to your door? You'd be doing the same shit you always do. You'd be going to fucking work.
Right, exactly.
Because capitalism dictates your fucking sacrifice.
I've been talking about this a lot, that you cannot get on people that are not fighting the cause because they don't have the stamina.
No.
Because they don't really think that they have anything to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And on an argument about capitalism versus socialism versus, they're like, I'm just going to do my job and pay my taxes.
Yeah.
You know, that being said, you mentioned ICE. Did you see the story about Newport, Oregon, where there was a helicopter that the ICE came in and they were going to take this and put it onto this new ICE facility that's 100 miles away. And so Newport, 800 people out of 10,000 that live there were like, no, you're not. This is like literally life-saving equipment that we own on a state level. You don't get to just take it.
Yeah.
You know, and so they fought and they told the Trump administration, you know what, no ICE.
Yeah.
So I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog about that on Spent the Rent podcast website, strpod.com. And I mean, full disclosure, like I just whipped it together with AI real quick, but sometimes I think it's worth doing that because you want to make sure that people are hearing this kind of stuff. And I got a lot of things going on. I don't have time to sit and write a blog, you know.
I hear you.
Not that people don't read anyway, so.
But that's the thing. I think that's what boils it down is that like people are outsourcing their critical thinking to technology.
That's true,
and
but this is factual.
Dangerous.
This is factual.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying like it's a slippery fucking slope, and like I don't think that AI is getting more human. I think that we're turning more into robots.
100%.
And I think that we're looking for robots to solve our critical thinking and to do everything for us. And I just think it's detrimental to humanity as a whole. I think it's great for AI to solve the Flint, Michigan. That looks great.
That's not good.
The Flint, Michigan situation with the water. I think it's great for AI to figure out how to get us interstellar travel. I think that's great for AI, but why are we having it make art? The one thing that makes us human and separates us from everything else on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't be making art. We should be making art. We have enough money in this country and technology for most of the world to not have to work ever again. Do you think they're going to create a universal basic income?
Not soon.
Fuck no, they won't at all.
And they can't on a state level, because you literally can't on a state level. So hey, we're out of here. What do you guys think? This is KI, Patty Rose, Spent the Rent Podcast.
Find me on Spotify. Find me on, or not the racist one. I don't fucking know what's cool anymore. Check. KI Design, wherever you stream music, on Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. Thank you.
Yo, this is Patty Rose of the Spent the Rent Podcast. Thank you for watching. Go to strpod.com for more episodes.
I'm walking in, hopping out the whip with pockets stand, popping off these sloppy socks, coffee talking oxygen. A waste of space, either case this race, I'm off to win this lava rock, been dropping stocks and stocking shop with army men. Death before dishonor, nah, bet in some lasagna. Adios until mañana, baby boy don't even bother. We leading sheeps to slaughter, but you better get a permit. Perverted words disperse quick, diverting herds absurd quip. Insert some nerd shit about how like maybe reality baffles me, I never had a firm grip. Bridges be burned, bitch, nothing I'm concerned with. Y'all can lick a lap around the ovals where my sperm lives. Dumb as shit, but I learn quick. We popping off the coffin tops and tossing back the curtains with Molotovs to topple gods, awful odds and serpents. Perform without a purpose, still be getting this working. I bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, but back, I never left, no. We bring it back, but back, I never left, no. Snatching chains off a chest like a klepto. We bring it back, but back, I never left, no. We bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, I never left, no. Steady coming off the rack like a klepto. Got nosy neighbors out here noticing my nostrils flare, lost and scared. I leave them needing hospice care. Strapped to an office chair, the game is rarely often fair. Obnoxious glares can leave you taking ramps and not the stairs. Mothers lost in prayer, others wander bare to ponder what is fair or squander what they've snared. To the victor go the spoil, depicting their folks as loyal and rich in the foreign soil, so rich that they've never toiled. Try and tell me what $1's worth. Consciousness lost to a raging sea of followers. All hail the algorithm, all that you found is given. Pound the vision that's around the crown and ground invention. It's a nothing new fucking stew. The future is doomed. It sucks, but it's fucking true. What to do? Shit, I don't know. Try and grow, dying slow, lying cold, corrode on an expired globe. Bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, but back, I never left, no. Snatching chains off a chest like a klepto. We bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, I never left, no. We bring it back, I never left, no. Steady coming off the rack like a klepto.